Hey, and welcome back to Drew's Collector's Edge. I posted a short on this knife not too long ago, and it really has received many comments. It's been doing real well, and I've been getting some excellent emails on the side about the knife. So I want to dive into the knife itself as far as the physical characteristics, and then halfway through the video, I'm going to break out into some history of it and what I've been able to find. So let's get to it. So what we have a PAL company, and this is a single blade jack. The measurement on this knife is 3 3/8 closed and 5 3/4 open. And this is produced between 1935 and 1940. And this is a bare head jack. And we've got beautiful green bone jigging that might look familiar to you because it's interesting on how this knife was produced and who produced it, and it's not who you think, but I'll get into that later. So we've got brass pins, we've got silver nickel pins, silver nickel bolsters, and what a beautiful color. Almost like a root beer color. And the bone on this handle is really, really great condition. And this is a really rare knife. So let's get into the blade and the tang stamps. We have an early PAL blade company. Let me try and get a better view here. There we go. PAL Blade Co. made in the USA. And it's a real sharp stamp. Which is kind of hard to come by. And this blade has been cleaned, but it's full. Nice spear point. And you have a handmade swedge, which was par for the course back in the 1930s. You can see the file marks right there. So even though this blade was cleaned, it really hardly looks like it was ever sharpened. There's minimal blade loss, if any. And it still retains good thickness. Real good snap on it. Real good line from the liner to the blade. The bone meets the bolsters really well. No high spots. Steel liners. And you've got a pretty large nail nick to the front of the blade, which is nice. But all in all, just a beautiful example of an early PAL Blade Co. knife. So now I want to get into some history of this knife. I'm just going to put this down, and I'm going to be reading, because it is a kind of a varied history. So PAL around 1930, they purchased a razor blade company, a manufacturing company in Holyoke, Massachusetts. So after they made that purchase, they moved everything there and they rebranded to PAL Blade Co. And the factory that they purchased was outfitted for machinery. It had existing employees, and they were outfitted for razor blade production. And then PAL wanted to get into pocket knife and knife production, but they didn't have the tooling or anything yet. So around 1935, They outsourced knives to Schrade Cutco and Camillus. So for a 5-year period, Schrade Cutco and Camillus made their knife parts, the blades, the handles, the frames, and then PAL would assemble them and then stamp the tangs with their own stamp. And then in 1940, PAL purchased Remington's cutlery division, and with that came all their tooling that PAL needed, and that's when they became a major knife production plant. So from 1935, from what I've been able to find out, to 1940, Schrade Cutco, which was I believe, the producer of this knife, was the company that PAL outsourced, and then a PAL Blade Company assembled this and then put their own tang stamp on it. I want to thank you for joining me. And if you have any different information, please share it with me. You can email me. You could leave a comment below. I'd appreciate it. Again, I try and gather it from everybody and everything I can get it and kind of put it together. I've been researching this knife for about a week and a half to 2 weeks to try and get some accurate information. But then again, history changes. So I appreciate you stopping by. Take care. Have a great day. Thanks for joining me. See you on the next one.